Morning, ladies and gentlemen. So today we continue with our lesson. So today we're going to do application of integration in business. How does integration relate to business? Well, we're going to find out today. So today we're going to do something simple. So we're going to do consumer surplus. So what is this consumer surplus? So consumer surplus is just simply the difference between the expenditure a consumer is willing to make on successive units of a good. So you have a good. Now, what expenditure are you planning to make on that good? That's what you call consumer surplus. So from Q, what is Q? Q is the quantity is equal to 0 to quantity is equal to QO. So what is QO? Our QO, we call it the quantity demanded and the actual amount spent on the quantity demanded. So units of the goods at the market price of PO per unit. So what is this PO? PO is just the actual price unit. So in general, consumer surplus at P is equal to PO. So price is equal to actual price, actual market price. That's our PO. Is equal to corresponding quantity. So what's this quantity? QO. What's our QO? Our QO, we have said it's the quantity needed. So in the market, the quantity you need, that's what we call QO. So now to find consumer surplus, we find consumer surplus by the area under the curve, which is integration minus area of a rectangle. So the formula for consumer surplus is given as integral is equal to, or is equal to integral, the upper limit, which is Q is equal to QO, and our QO we said is quantity demanded of, then our lower limit is Q, quantity is equal to 0. Then demand function dq. So this demand function, you're doing what? You're integrating it minus area of a rectangle. So how do we have the area of a rectangle? Let's do it here. So a rectangle is this. So let's say this is our price, which is PO, and this is our quantity. We said the area of a rectangle is L times B is equal to area. So what's our L? Our L is O, PO. So area is equal to L times B. Our length is L times B. Our length is PO. Our width is QO. PO, QO. That's where we get this. So this is the area of the rectangle. So now let's quickly dive into some examples for you to understand what we are talking about. So our example says calculate the consumer surplus. For number one question, we have the demand function P is equal to 60 minus 2Q, where the market price is 12. Then our question 2 says the demand function P is equal to 100 over Q plus 2 when the market price is 20. So now here we're going to first answer. We only answered in question 1. Question 2 you will do it by yourself. So let's answer question 1. So solutions. We have been told to calculate the consumer surplus for the demand function P is equal to, so we have P is equal to 60 minus 2Q. So this is our data. We have a demand function when the market price is 12. So what is the market price? We said our market price is given by PO. So PO is equal to 12. So now, when you go back to the formula for integration, so in the formula, we have seen that we have QO and Q is equal to 0. So even here we have what? QO. So how are we going to find QO? So QO is found just by this same function, the demand function. How? So we just say we have this formula here. P is equal to 60 minus 12 2Q. So this is our price. So now this is the actual, we have an actual price. So from the actual price here, this 12 will put it where? We'll put it here. So it's 12 is equal to 60 minus 2Q, which is equal to So this 60 will cross the equal sign. 12 minus 60 is equal to negative 2q. So negative 2q is equal to, what's 12 minus 60? We're getting the answer to be 48, which is a negative 48 over negative 2 over negative 2. Negative here. So our quantity is equal to 48 over 2 is 24. So this 24 is what we're now this the quantity demanded, which is equal to 24. So for you, if you have a price of 12 and you have this demand function here, so the the quantity demanded is 24 for you to have the price of 12. So now we go now to the formula for consumer surplus. So we're finding what? Consumer surplus, which is equal to integral q as quantity approaches is equal to quantity demanded, and quantity is equal to 0. Then you have a demand function dq minus p minus p o q o, so which is equal to, so consumer surplus is equal to integral, so what's demand qo we said you have answered it to be 24. Then our initial quantity we have said it's 0. What's the demand function? Our demand function is 60 minus 2q minus POQO. Okay, PO, okay, just like this, which is equal to, so integral, we have a 24 here, we have a 0 here, dq. So integrating this inside here, we have 60q minus, you know how to integrate from the previous lessons. So here when you have 2q, it will be 2q squared here because you have a 1 here over this same 2. So 2 and into 2, it's 2 here. Minus POQO. What's our PO? Our PO is 12 times 24. Then after you integrate, so we have already integrated this here. So we have 60q minus q squared here. Then you have a 24 here. We have a 0 here. Minus, what's 12 times 24? 12 times 24. Okay, let's do it here. 24, 12 here. 2 times 8, 4. 4, 2, 8, 8, 2, 88 here. So now, under integration, you said when we have this here, it means this 24, you're going to put it where there is this q and this q subtracted by this 0, you put it here. Now, since whenever you have a 0, we put a 0 here, it should be 0 here. A 0 squared is 0, so we won't use this one. So we just get this one because we have a 0 here. So it's equal to, you have here 60 multiplied by 24 minus 24 squared minus 288. If you want minus 0 minus 288. So let's quickly get our calculator to see what, find out the quick answers. So we have 60 times 24, 60 times 24. It's 1440 minus 24 squared, which is 576 minus 288. So again, from the calculator we have 1440 minus 556 minus 288. Our final answer. So 576. Our final answer is, just a minute, minus 288. Our final answer is 576. That's our consumer surplus. Then you are done with this simple question. So question 2, the demand function P is equal to 100 over Q plus 2 when the market price is 20. This is a simple question that you will do by yourselves. At least you have done with question 1, so you have the concept to know how to go about with it. So answer question 2.